going good with you?
Everything is going great, thank you. No
Yeah, of
complaints.
course.
Life is life. Life is lifing is what I'm
It's
saying recently.
it's lifing, huh? Oh man. All right. So did you get to train today at all?
I did. I did shoulders and a little treadmill walking.
Gotcha. What's your favorite body part to train?
I would have to say recently it's back.
Back. Why
I love
recently?
back. Just because I guess since I've been trying to grow my back,
Hmm.
I don't know, I really just I like focusing on it. Like I love that
Hmm.
feeling all down like the different the rhomboids and everything. So
Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Well, hey, I want to thank you for coming on the show. I really appreciate it.
well, I appreciate you inviting me. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So how did you get into training and working out?
So I started when I was 21, 22, entering
Hmm.
college. I came across a gym and I started working like the front desk, doing like protein shakes, checking people in. And then I
Yeah.
started watching the trainers and I was watching some of the people I guess, when I found out they were bodybuilding. And
Hmm.
I was like, whatever they're doing is super cool. And that's what I want to learn. So I started shadowing the trainers and then I got linked up with one of the trainers who was like, "Hey, you should compete." And I was like, "What's competing?" Yeah, so once I started with the trainer and I started lifting, it was like game over then. Like
Hmm.
I enjoyed that style of lifting. I enjoyed learning how to become a personal trainer and then I realized that was my calling and my passion in life is like helping people.
Yeah, that's awesome. So so how did you so you started like working out and training and then you jumped into competing. Was there like a moment where you were like, okay, I want to take working out to the next level. Like I want to actually step on stage because there's a lot of people that work out, but not everybody like steps on stage. Was there something that like motivated you, or you just kind of loved it from the get-go?
So as I was growing up, I was always overweight. Like I was at my heaviest at like 210.
Okay.
So after graduating high school, entering college, I started losing weight. And then when the trainer started talking to me about competing and he was like, you really should think about stepping on stage. You have like the figure type body. We can train you.
Mhm.
Um, Once I started seeing even more of a transformation in my body just from lifting weights and nutrition alone, that hooked me even more. And then when we set the goal to step on stage, after I did my first competition, I was like, this is like life. Like I was like, I love setting that goal and I love the discipline behind it and how no matter what, being consistent, whether you're motivated or not. I just love that form of style of lifting and training and stuff.
Mhm. Do you enjoy the prep part of it?
I um I'd have to admit looking back in my 20s when I first started, I did not enjoy the prep. But my older version now, since I'm in my 40s, I really
Mhm.
do enjoy the prep. Like I feel
Yeah.
good with it. I feel clean. Like I know that I'm at my optimal best in the prep.
Mhm. That's kind of how I feel too. Like whenever I'm in prep or whenever I'm like I clean up my eating really well, like I feel so much better. It's like, and then if I ever I'm not, I'm like, man, I really should be like eating cleaner because this is, I don't feel good eating like this. Like I really need to be, even though maybe I'm not in prep in that moment, I'm like, I kind of need to stay relatively clean. I feel like as I've gotten older, I feel like I need to feel better. I need to stay relatively clean in my eating, even in my off seasons, and yeah. So,
And I think what it is as we get older, for me, it hit when I was 30, it hit when I was 35. Like I was like, oh, my body's changing. And then when I hit really 38, like I was like, if I don't stay some form of consistent on my nutrition, like
Mhm.
the brain fog sets in, the sluggish feeling, like, like
Yes.
you just know that how when you're at your optimal best in wellness, like you know how that feels. And
Hmm.
but then again, like when you're not in prep and you get to enjoy a little bit of food, like it tastes really good, but then like you really feel it the next day when you wake up.
Absolutely. It has like a real strong effect. You know, like when you're in your 20s, you can kind of bounce back from it, but
Yeah.
but once you get like a little older, and you don't even have to get that old. You can just it just like you said, 35, you know, not that old. And it really starts taking a serious toll on you, you know.
If
What?
only like someone could tell you like in your 20s, like, hey, by the way, when you reach like over 35, like you're gonna feel it. But like that's just life,
Mm,
right? We didn't know.
right.
But you're right. Like in your 20s, like you can stay up, you can do whatever,
Hmm.
and you
Hmm.
bounce back so much faster. And then when you get older, you realize like it's just not worth putting your body through that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I see that so on your page you said it's your NGA pro figure.
So I competed
Mm-hmm.
through, I think it was like 21, 22 years old, and I stopped when I was 28.
Mm-hmm.
And then I entered into the CrossFit community and started
Okay, that's
CrossFitting and stuff.
interesting. Hmm.
And then for some reason, not for some reason, but like I turned 40 and I remember that I promised my younger self that if I ever stepped back on stage, it would be when I turned 40.
Hmm.
So when I turned 40, I said, nope, I'm going to do this. Like, let's go through this whole thing again, right? The prep, the building and everything. So just to get my feet back wet on stage, I decided to do NGA.
Hmm.
And then, so that was my first year back. And then I knew once I got back on stage that I would miss it and that I knew that's just what I am. Like, it's
Yeah,
just, I love
yeah.
this part of bodybuilding. So I decided this year to do NPC.
Okay.
And then I switched over from NGA to NPC because I like my long-term goal. Like I know I can become a pro in masters and like I want to walk on Olympia's stage. Like
Yeah.
that's just what I'm striving for. And I know I can get there. Who's to say how old I'll be, but like I know I can get there. So,
What's the cutoff for the Masters Olympia? What's the time? What's the age for it? Do you
I
know?
need to look at that because
Yeah,
like I know in the last show that I just competed, like the lady won her pro card at 50 plus. So that's something
yeah.
that I need to look into.
I don't think it's that old. Like because I just know from some of the men. So it's 40. It's not so you're not even that old. Like at 40 you can compete in the Masters Olympia. It looks
See,
like.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah. So that's like my long-term goal and I know I can get there.
Hmm.
And I'm gonna push to get there. So
I think you can do it. I'm looking at your some of your pictures on Instagram, and I think you definitely can do it. You've got a really solid frame,
thank
you
you.
know, good muscle bellies. I mean, good striations. Yeah, I think you definitely have that potential for sure.
Thank you.
Um, so do you have particular plans? Like what are your how are your plans set up? Are you trying to hit certain shows? Are you trying to do like a real strong off season right now? Like what's going on?
Definitely trying to hit a really good off season. The last show I competed in Vegas was the Masters USA, and the judges said that I really needed more density in my back, and I
Hmm.
need a little bit more width in my back. And I think it also went down to like my posing was just off, and like when you're off, you just, so I did what I could, but I'm taking that feedback, and I don't really want to chase a show. I want to step on stage next year, whether that's probably going to be like fall, winter. Right now, I'm going to chase my physique and we're building right now.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. I've done that before myself. There's times where I'm like, I'm not doing a show yet, or like I'm not thinking about a show yet. I'm thinking of getting myself into striking distance. And then once I get myself into striking distance, then within a few weeks, whatever amount of weeks, I can, I can pick a show, and then get myself ready for it. But as long as I can get myself into the right shape, into the right condition, or at least close enough, then I've got options. And so, yeah, I
I
totally get
just
where
feel
you're coming
like
from.
coming off of Vegas in November, like I just don't want to put that stress on my mind and body right now because like I know that I can get to a show, but knowing that like I would rather get to the physique first that will carry me to stage to where I know I can place. Like I think
Sure.
that's just a better mindset for me right now.
Yeah, I think you're right. Have you always been in figure or thought about only doing figure, or were you ever interested in any other divisions?
So I've always done figure, but I competed in wellness in NGA. And then this past August, when I did the Nashville Fit Show,
Hmm.
I got talked into doing wellness. I won
Okay.
it, but like I just don't know if like the posing is like really weird for me. And I'm just used to that figure posing. I know a lot of
Hmm.
people have said that I would do well in wellness. But mentally, like, I just don't know if I can put on like that much size in my lower half. And I love training upper body. So it'd be hard for me to like give that up, you know?
Yeah. So why do you think? So first of all, before we go into that, did you say you won wellness?
I did, I
You
did
did.
win
You
wellness.
you won
I won
wellness.
wellness and figure. Yeah.
That's amazing. This was in Nashville.
This was at Nashville. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. The Nashville Fit Show. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. Yeah,
Yeah. The
that's
Nashville Fit Show. Like, even
yeah.
the promoter, she was like, time out. You did wellness too. I'm like, yeah. I said, I signed up for wellness. I did it. And I like won that too.
Yeah,
So,
you usually don't have like that kind of crossover, from figure to wellness. Sometimes you'll get like other types of crossovers, but you won't get like from figure to wellness that much at the same time. Like that's, I mean,
right.
you can get it like if someone changes their physique, but not at the same time, which kind of tells me that you could go either way. Um,
Good.
yeah, so it's just the posing of wellness that kind of throws you off a little bit.
It does. Like it really throws me off mentally. Like I'm not used to having to like arch the back here, and like
Mm-hmm.
walk like I guess like a duck walk almost. I don't know.
Yeah,
It would take a lot of practice. I know I could get there. Yeah, I have like my trainer and coach who probably would love for me to do wellness, but like
hmm
I love figure, like I'm a
yeah,
figure girl. So yeah, who's to say? I won't say that I will never do it because I
yeah,
did it,
yeah.
So
Well, a lot of people are jumping into wellness. I'm thinking my mind goes to I don't know if you're familiar with Shani Grant, who's the women's physique, multiple time women's physique Olympia champion. She came back into wellness. So, she didn't do great in the Olympia, but she made it to the Olympia. She won
you
a
made it.
show. So yeah, it's a very popular division. But I will say, like my first, as far as female divisions go, my first love was figure. I always appreciated the women in figure because I felt like they brought a really just a good balanced X frame. It was they looked really good to me. And then of course, like as more divisions came along, there's other great physiques that came about. But when I started bodybuilding, it was mainly just from the women's side. It was mainly figure. There was everyone was
Figure, yeah.
Yeah, everyone was excited about. Now things have kind of changed. What do you think about as far as like where figure is now? Do you feel like it's going the right direction? Do you feel like it's not, there's not enough excitement about it? What are your thoughts on the division as a whole?
I definitely have noticed a difference. Like, I think you're right. Like, it used to be the popular division, but now you have the wellness, which is taken over, bikini, which is taken over. Now we have like the fit model.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that there's that much excitement about figure. That's why I'm like really partial about it because I also think it's like a beautiful body symmetry frame. Like, it's not over muscular, it's just that nice, beautiful hourglass. Um, so yeah, I'm just really partial to it. Like I want to hold on to it and I think I can, I think it can come back and evolve
Yeah.
um over time, But I'm not gonna also say that like who's to say after next year that I'm like, yeah, let's do wellness,
Yeah, yeah, I get it. You've got
But like for right
your
now,
options
like
are open.
it is, the option is open, but for right now, like I want to see how far I can take it in figure because I already have that body frame. I
Right.
just need to mass up a little bit and then, you know, I think I can do it. I mean,
Yeah.
some of the Olympia figures, like to me, like they're beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's interesting figure because so first of all, I was a little disappointed when the Arnold took away figure. I think that's a
um,
shame. I mean, I know they have like business decisions that they're making and all that stuff, but just strictly from a fan point of view and
correct.
a love of bodybuilding, I think that's a shame because that's one of the pivotal female divisions, And
Mhm.
yeah, so I was a little upset about that, but I think the figure is just I think it's dwindling. I think the only other division is dwindling more than figure is women's fitness, the where they do the tumbling and all that. I
Yeah,
think
you
that
don't really hear more about that
very
than
rare. Like not a lot of people are going into that. So like you have some ones that have been
and that
there for a
actually used to
while.
be like a really popular division too. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was super exciting because they're the only ones that do performances. And
Yes.
so,
Yes.
yeah, yeah, it's interesting how the ebbs and flows of popularity, happen. So, um yeah, with Sydney leaving, I don't know where that leaves wellness. She was a real powerhouse star, and
She
so
looked beautiful.
who's going to take over that, you know,
See, I want that to be
that
me.
crown. Yeah, yeah, yes, I understand.
I'm like, that could be me. Cause I mean, like, if she could do it, I was like, it's up for grabs. Anybody can do it. But like,
Yeah,
she set the tone for like, her body was like,
right.
remarkable, what she did
Yeah.
to it.
And it's interesting because Sydney was very different from all the other girls because like for the most part, a lot of the figure competitors are like on the bigger side,
Yeah.
especially the ones that were following her behind her. But she was the one that was winning, and she was the only one that wasn't as big. So they were obviously rewarding her, rewarding that look. But now that she's gone, their options are kind of limited, as far as who they're going to choose and to continue that reign. And a lot of the girls are just kind of bigger. They're just bigger, and so
I will agree to that. The last set of girls, like I think they're like a little bit too big.
yeah,
And I think that was even said in some of the like comments and stuff. Like,
yeah,
Sydney, she had like that's the figure body, right? It's not over too big. It's like
yeah,
perfect symmetry. So I would
yeah,
agree with you on that. I think some of these other girls, like it's almost like too big, but it's like, what
yeah.
do you do, right? Like where's.
Right. You can't not reward them because they're coming in
Correct.
condition and they're
Correct.
coming in great shape and they're having a good look, but they're just a little bit on the bigger side. Like I thought I liked Lola Montez in the last
Mhm.
Olympia, but she is one of the ones that presents herself to be a little bit more gnarly, a little bit more bigger, a little more striated, and so, you know, Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It's a difficult choice. Judges have a difficult job, that's for
It
sure.
does. Yeah, no, I hand it to them, especially like looking at all the body types and like picking apart everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I hope figure does not go away anytime soon. Um, but if it does, I do know that I have a category in wellness that I could
Yeah.
easily
Yeah, you can just jump in. You've got you're
just
you're, you're a
but like
tweener. Yeah.
I'm so partial to figure and it's just been in my heart forever, because I started with it when I was so young, you
Yeah.
know.
I mean, do you remember when I was young, it was Aaron and who's the other girl, the blonde girl that they were battling back and forth.
Um,
I can't remember now, but there was two girls. One the darker hair girl was named Erin, and I can't remember the last name. And they were battling for the Olympia championship back and forth. And to look at their physiques and look at the physiques now, they're so different. Like it's
so
night and
different.
day. Yeah, it looks like a totally different division. You know?
It does, like,
Yeah,
especially to see how like it's evolved since we were
yeah,
like, babies
absolutely.
back then.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So what do you think about adding like all new divisions coming in? Obviously, wellness was added a few years ago. Now it's become kind of like a staple. Now you have fit model adding. Do you feel like adding more divisions is a positive or a negative to the industry or to the competitors, I guess?
That's a really good question. I think there is a such thing as like too many categories.
Mm-hmm.
I like this fit model, like I'm not too particular, like I don't really know too much about it, but
Mm-hmm.
at the same time, like I feel like, especially in the women's division, like we have there's enough to, right? There's enough categories. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, like it does give all women like categories to pick from, right? So there are
Mm-hmm.
options. But at the same time, it's like when it comes to bodybuilding, I guess I'm like old school style. So it's
Yeah.
like I feel like there should only be like a certain amount of categories, and like then you attack your workouts, you attract your nutrition, and like go for the category that your body fits in, you know?
Yeah. I totally agree. But the one thing that kind of makes me think that the more divisions is a good thing is the structure thing. It's because
Mhm.
if you remember, I don't know if you recall, but when wellness came around, some people had a real big problem with it, and the over dominating view that I was hearing was that people were saying, "Oh, well, this is a division." Where the women are not going to be as fit. So they're like creating this division where women have larger lower halves and they weren't going to be as fit as other divisions. So they're just catering to people who don't really want to work out, I guess was the sentiment. And but now like you see like wellness girls are
They're
have
beautiful.
some of the best physiques around. Like they're just,
Yes.
they got lean muscle bellies, they're they got tie-ins, they got lines, and so I think it's a matter of structure. Sometimes when you have like a certain structure, I know you're a tweener, you can go back and forth, but some
Mhm.
people are just like their structure only allows them to compete in one division. They're not going to do well, in anything else.
Correct.
I mean, they'll compete in it, but they're not going to get close to anything, worthwhile. So it's an interesting thing.
It is like an interesting like topic because I know that's been going around, it's like,
Hmm.
is adding the categories good? Is it bad? So
Yeah,
I do see your point on that, and you're right. Like some females need to do a division in order to, and guys, right? In order to figure out like, okay, I love this. This is the sport for me, but like it's not the category that my body
right,
fits in. So then you
right.
have another option to go down? And I
Yeah.
agree. Like I the wellness, like, their lower halves to me is like stunning, to be able
Mhm.
to have like that quad and like glutes and that, like
Right.
it like it does catch my eye.
Mhm.
But
Best
then
legs in
again,
the sport. Yeah.
yeah, right. But then like for me, like I know they don't really train upper body, and I'm like, I love back and shoulders, like,
Right.
so it'd be hard
Yeah.
for me to give that up, and because I know they work legs like
Yeah. All the
what?
time.
It's like all the time, like 4 or 5 days a week. Yeah,
When
and
I
I
was
think that,
Go ahead, go
And like
ahead. I'm
for
sorry.
me, like, I train glutes and hams one day and then quads, and like I need
Mhm.
like 2 days to recover.
Right. Yeah, when I was talking to a couple of wellness girls, they were like talking about how they train like legs, and I'm like, oh, how many times, you train? They're like 4 or 5 times a week. I'm like, 4 or 5 times a week. How's that even? To me, I'm
That's
like, how's that
impossible.
even possible? Like, how do you recover
Correct.
from that? But I guess they figured out a way. But yeah, to me, I'm like, I train legs one time, and I'm dead until the next time.
That's
Like my
me.
legs are
Like I need
dead.
a
Like,
full
so,
week to recover.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm with you. Yeah, I would love to know their strategy and how they're able to lift legs like that. Cause I mean, like,
Mm,
I do love lifting legs, but like after I hit quads, like I'm sore for like 3 to 4
right.
days. And I'm like, and
Yeah.
I teach yoga and everything. So I'm like, I'm not sure what I'm doing
Where
wrong.
where's the disconnect? Yeah.
Like, where's the disconnect from all that?
Oh, that's funny. Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. And then so like and you'll have like divisions like well, so a good point with regard to what I was saying is Dana Lynn Bailey, because when Dana Lynn Bailey came on the scene, she was in figure and she was not winning anything.
Yeah, anything.
And then when they made the women's physique division, all of a sudden, she was doing well, obviously won her Olympia and then became very popular and so forth. But she's a good example of that. And then what do we have happen after that? I think the women's bodybuilding got cut until it was brought back by why's my mind going blank? But the owner of the Olympia, I think what is his name? Now my mind is going
Yeah,
blank.
right. It's
Yeah.
like, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it's yeah, there's definitely ebbs and flows about the divisions. I think they come and go. I think you have some divisions that are like the base of bodybuilding, but then others are kind of like, they become popular, then they lose popularity, then become popular.
Yeah, and I
It's just
think
one of
that's
those
just how
things.
like because like the cycle of the years, like and I think it's just who can bring the package that year, whether it's figure, bikini, wellness, So I think that also is what it is. It's like, okay, well, next year it could be something else, like that's a little bit more popular.
Right. Okay. How do you have a time frame where you want to like, I'm competing for this long, like I'm competing for 5 years or 10 years or whatever, or are you just gonna try to run till the wheels fall off?
I told myself that I was going to give myself till I was 45 and
Hmm.
see where I'm at in life. But honestly, like I would probably drive myself until I was like 80, 90, just because like I love setting goals and it's like,
Yeah.
and you watch these competitors and and it's like age is just a number,
Yeah.
especially like if you can take care of yourself and you can do everything in life. It's like, who's to say like at 45, I'm like, you know what? I got 5 more years in me.
Yeah.
So, but my goal to walk on Olympia stage is before 45. So I think I turn 42 next month. I think something like that. So I got a
So
little,
you got a little bit of time.
I got a
And
little bit of
so
time. So
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I think it's definitely doable. So right now you're just focusing on bringing some density to your back.
I am. We are attacking back at least once or twice a week.
Mm,
I want bigger shoulders. And then, we definitely hit the legs. Like legs have always been, I guess, like a blessing for me, genetic
hmm
wise. Like I can put on size really fast. Um, I do want to work on a little bit more of like bringing in my quads on stage. That's
hmm
like my little bit of weaker point is like I hold on the quad. So I want more, I guess, of the striations to come in, which it did for the last show. But yeah, I really want to grow that back. That's my main
So
focus.
So for the quads, do you feel like the issue is like the just having more muscle there, or do you feel like it's a condition issue? Do you have trouble getting in shape, or are
I
you
feel
pretty?
like it's for my quads, I feel like it's just a condition thing.
Hmm.
For some reason, like genetic wise, if I don't dial that in, like It's, yeah, you won't see it.
Mhm.
So, but it's like, it's definitely gotten a lot better this year, especially with the style training of hitting just quads once, like just focusing on quads for that day. And then, putting your mind in that muscle and like engaging the quad, and
Mhm.
then for me, like, I didn't realize, like, especially with posing, like press more down through the big toes when I'm like, upstate, like
Yeah.
on stage and like posing. And I was like, that never dawned on me.
Yeah, and posing is so important. Now you have, nowadays you have coaches that are specifically focusing on nothing but posing. And so it used to be like you had a coach or a guru that kind of did everything,
I
and
think,
you kind of hire them for everything. Now there's such specificity. Like everybody is doing like one thing. You have your diet, coach that runs your diet or your trainer or like someone that does your posing. And I think it's because people really figured out that posing is so important because you can bring a great physique, but if you don't know how to pose it right, no one's going to be able
you're
to see
done.
it, you know?
Correct.
So,
Yep. Yeah, no,
yeah,
I agree. Like, I think in order, if you want to, achieve in this industry and grow, like, you have to have a coach for nutrition, a trainer, and then a posing coach.
yeah.
So you got to have it all.
Yeah, yeah, that's and then, some of my clients like I'll give them a little bit of posing, like here and there, but I'll tell them if your posing is like really needs some work, then you need to hire somebody that's gonna
Yeah.
work specifically with you on that, because there's people that's their specialty, like that's what they do, and so
Which I find is super cool that,
mhm,
like, they just have an eye for that. And it's
yeah,
like, and then when they tell you, you're like, oh, I didn't really even notice that.
right,
But it's
yeah,
like that because, like, especially since like our bodies are like, everybody's body is different, right? So, like, I love the fact that they can look at my symmetry and be like, tweak this, do that. And then it's like, wow, like, look what you made pop,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. I literally have seen people like watching posing, like coaches show posing to somebody and literally come up to somebody and just adjust their arm one way or adjust their stance just a little bit, just a tad bit, and it completely looks different,
Right.
the way they look. And so and then you start realizing, oh, like that's what happens on stage. And
Age.
so sometimes the person has a great physique, they just need a little bit of adjustment, and
Yeah. I mean, that goes to show, like, it's like you said, you can bring the right body type, but like if no one helped you on your posing, like you're just gonna get looked over,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. Posing and tan. That to me,
Yes.
that's like those are the two,
Two things.
auxiliary things. Yeah. What's your favorite back exercise now that you're like focusing on back? You have one that's like really
Oh,
sticks
that's a
out.
good one. I'd have to say I really like the lat pull down, but like this way instead of up and down. Pull it this
Oh,
way.
like straight back.
Straight back
Hmm.
towards the chest. I really like that one. And then there's one with the like the tricep rope pull downs, but you're standing
Hmm.
and then you kind of have that arch and you pull it down this way.
Yeah,
So look at that
yeah,
one. I mean, I have to
yeah.
say, like, I like them all, but those two have definitely become like my favorite.
Yeah, yeah, that's do you do any like free weight like deadlifts or anything like that, or you mainly stick with machines?
No, we do free weights and machines.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, nowadays like free weights are not that popular. I gotta say, they're
I
not that
guess like
popular.
for me, like so I own a CrossFit gym with
Hmm.
my husband. So like I'm partial to free weights, like just because like it also works your core. So like I love throwing in barbells, dumbbells, all that stuff. Like I love it
Yeah.
all. And like for my first year back in my 40s, I trained out of my CrossFit gym. So I had no machines. So I used
Mm.
all like free weights and barbells and all that. So
What made you go? We kind of skipped over it a little bit, but what made you go into CrossFit? I know, it's it's
Totally
not
different
common, you know. It's not common. It's a totally different style of working out, you
It
know.
is, right? You go from bodybuilding to
Right.
CrossFit. So after I decided to give up bodybuilding a little bit, like I was just like, my body's had enough. I just want to change. Um, I moved from Tennessee, where I'm originally born and raised, to Fort
Okay.
Lauderdale.
Okay.
So I moved to Fort Lauderdale and I got brought to a CrossFit gym, and the bodybuilder in me was like, I can do this. I'm in
Mm.
shape.
Yeah.
No, I died.
That car
Like I died.
cardiovascular shape is totally different.
Like
Yeah.
so different. And then I was like in my head, I'm thinking, I can't do what they're doing. So it became that motivation, drive, goal, be like, I can do what they're doing. So I just fell in love with it. And like that, it's
Hmm.
almost crazy, but like that feeling of like almost dying at it, like an 8 minute workout, right? So that's how I got entered into the CrossFit world. Like it just became like, I want to learn how to like clean and jerk and like,
Right.
all this stuff. So I got addicted to it. And then,
Hmm.
yeah, that's how I became like in love with it. So
Yeah. And then
I
eventually you
I
decide
always
to
still
go
have like
back.
a little bit of CrossFitter in me. Like my members, like they want me to come back. So I was like, okay, I'm like, I'll do a workout once a week, but I was like, nothing
Hmm.
that's gonna like cause me to get injured, of course, or anything like that. But yeah, but the bodybuilding, like it's like my heart and soul, like I love
Uh-huh.
it. So
How's your go ahead. Huh?
I love how you can transform your body from
Yeah.
building to prep to like walking on stage.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so that's the only thing, right? Like CrossFit is a little bit different because it's heavily cardiovascular
Yeah,
and even though like I'll see CrossFitters that are, very built, but it's like a different look, right? Like they
it
have
is
like
a
a
different
certain
look.
they have a certain look and like bodybuilders have a different look and it's like it depends
And
what you
it's like,
like.
like it's totally different on nutrition, right? Because like CrossFitters, they watch what they eat, but like not really, right? And they like
Hmm.
eat like so like a lot more carbs. They are
Right.
geared on the protein, but like bodybuilding, it's like science, right? Like you have to get down that
Yeah.
nutrition to like a T.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like they eat for performance, like
Yeah, they do.
they eat for the performance because they have a task to accomplish. But like bodybuilding, it's like your task is building the physique. So
Hmm.
you eat to to sculpt the physique. So which is
Right.
different. Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It's totally different. But that's why I love it. Like both style of training and communities are, similar in a way, but it's like I said, my heart, my soul, like I just love the way bodybuilding
Hmm.
feels and how I can transfer my body from one day to the next.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Are you gonna try to go like to the Arnold or the Olympia just to kind of, put your eyes on some of the competitors and the shows and just
I
enjoy your
this year
time?
I would absolutely love to go there because I want to be, in person, and then also like I know I need to, to meet people, right?
Yeah,
It's like you have to
right,
put yourself out there, you
right.
know. So I am looking at wanting to go next year.
Yeah, yeah. Some of the best times I've had is going to these big shows. Like I went to the Arnold a few times. It's like I had the most fun just meeting people, talking to
Meeting
people.
people.
Yeah, everybody's and the thing is in places like that everyone who's there is happy because everyone there like came to enjoy it. So there's never like any like major run-ins with anyone or any kind of issues. Everyone's happy, everyone's polite, like and you just really enjoy like the time. It's amazing. I
Okay,
love
that's
those.
good to know. Yeah, like no, I
Yeah,
will definitely have to plan on going because you're right. Like I want to meet the people. I
yeah.
want to be in that atmosphere because it's more motivation, right? And
Hmm.
drive, to
Yeah.
get to your goals. So
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, it's exciting. It's exciting to, but I'm 40 myself right now, and I'll be 41 in March, and I felt like I was very excited about bodybuilding in my early 20s, but now I feel like I'm even more excited about it. I
Yeah.
didn't think that was even possible to be older and more excited about bodybuilding, and so I'm pretty, I'm pretty stoked about that. The fact that the age didn't only all it did is intensify my love for it. So,
You know what? I would have to agree with that. Like looking back and thinking back in my 20s, like I know I was excited, but like
mhm.
there's something about like when you're older, maybe that is just like more muscle maturity or
Right.
you're smarter. But yeah, like I do, like I'm so motivated every day to know like where I can go with this, you
hmm
know?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Very, very true. Well, I'm really happy that you came on. I think it's
Thank
a great
you.
conversation. We talked about a lot of stuff, covered a lot of subjects, and I know people love, hearing talk about these kind of things. It's what's on everybody's mind. So,
I love podcasts. Like I think they're
yeah.
super fun and super cool. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
like a way to just like meet people. And like for you, like I love that we met and like I just love talking, right? Like,
Abs
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Well, I mean, thank you so much. I know I'm taking time out of your day, so I really appreciate your time. And I wish you all the best. I'm sure I'll have you back on, when
Would
you're,
love to come back on.
yeah,
Yeah.
when you're on your Olympia stage and
That's
everything.
right, right?
Don't forget about us little people here.
Would never. You know, we have to go back. I'll have like all my medals and my
Right.
crowns, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. All righty. Well, thank you so much. You have a good rest of the day, okay?
You too. Thank you
All right.
so much again. Okay.
All right, take care. Bye bye.
All right. Bye.